Hey subscribers, this video is going to be going through the forming and solving equations worksheet. If you don't have the worksheet, then pause the video before every single question and have a go. If you do have the worksheet, make sure you've done it before you look through this video if you need help. If you are just checking various answers, just skip ahead to the question and you can check your answers. Here's question 1. Pause the video if you need more time. And then I'm going to just work through all of these questions bit by bit. Okay, so if you need explanations further than what I go through here, you need to go back in the playlist and see the examples. This is just going to be working straight through the questions. So write down an expression for the perimeter of the triangle. So perimeter of the triangle is going to be all of the sides added up. So in this case, it's going to be these three things added up. So 3x minus 5 plus 2x minus 1 plus x plus 1. So we're going to add the x's up together. You can put lines before signs if it helps you, just to separate the terms out. So 3x plus 2x plus 1x, so that's 6x. And then you've got negative 5 minus 1 plus 1, it's just going to be negative 5. Or minus 5. So that's part A. Part B, perimeter of the triangle is 31, work out x. So we know that 6x minus 5 equals 31. We're now going to subtract, we're going to solve this by adding 5 to both sides. 6x equals 36, and then we're going to divide by 6, divide by 6. X equals 6. That's it. Question 2, pause the video if you need more time with this. All right, rectangle. Because it says it's a rectangle, we know that these two sides have to be equal, and also these two sides have to be equal. So knowing that, we can then start solving. It says, find an expression for the perimeter. So this must be x plus 5. This must be 2x plus 3, because they have to be opposite sides have to be equal for a rectangle. Adding all of these up, we can add x plus 2x plus 2x plus x. So that's 4, 5, that's 6x. And then we're going to add the numbers up. So that's 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5. So that's 10 plus 6, which is 16. So that's the expression. And then it says, given the perimeter is 43, find the value of x. So now we're going to turn this into an equation by saying that this is equal to 43. So solving this, so let's just write this again, because technically that's the answer to part A. We need to leave that separate. So that's part A. Then for part B, you've got 6x plus 16 equals 43. Then we're going to do 43 minus 16. So 6x equals 43 minus 16 is 27. And then divide by 6, divide by 6. X equals 27 over 6. You should simplify this if possible, and in this case you can divide them both by 3, so it's going to be 9 over 2. You do not need to turn it into a fraction unless it asks you to. You just leave it as 9 over 2. You don't need to turn it to a mixed number. That's always fine as long as it's simplified. Okay, read the question, have a go if you haven't started it, and otherwise I'm going to show the answer. So Adam has some marbles. Bradley has twice as many as Adam, and Chris has 5 more than Bradley. So let's say that Adam has A marbles. Bradley has twice as many as Adam, so that's 2A. Chris has 5 more than Bradley, so that's 2A, what Bradley has, and then another 5, 2A plus 5. In total, they've got 55. How many does Chris have? So we need to solve this to work out A. And then remember that Chris is 2A plus 5. So let's write this as an equation. A plus 2A plus 2a plus 5, adds up to 55. Add the a's up, so that's 5a plus 5 equals 55, and then we're going to solve this. So take away 5, take away 5, 5a equals 50, and we're going to divide by 5, divide by 5. So a is equal to 10. Now that's not the final answer, we want to work out how many Chris has. So Chris is 2a plus 5. So 2a plus 5 is Chris. We know that a is 10, so 2 times 10 plus 5 is 20 plus 5, 25. So that's your answer to how many Chris has, and we can work out the rest by substituting a equals 10 into the other two. Here's the next question. Pause the video if you need more time. Right, so Lucy is 3 times as old as Alex. Lucy is 7 years older than Megan. The sum of their ages is 1 to 6. Find the ratio of Alex to Lucy's age to Megan's age. So Lucy, let's use Alex as a base here. So Lucy is 3 times as old as Alex. If Alex is 8 years old, Lucy is 3 times as older, so it's 3a. Let's use lowercase. And then Lucy is 7 years older than Megan. So this is 7 bigger than what Megan is. So Megan would be 3a minus 7. Because if you were to add 7 to that, you would get 3a. So let's just write that as 3a minus 7. You may have picked a different person to start with. You may have started with Lucy as your base as well. So another way to do this, just for clarification, if Lucy is 3 times, we can just pick Lucy's age as L. We know Lucy is 3 times as old as Alex, so Alex would be a third L, so L over 3, because if you multiplied it by 3 you would get L, and Lucy is 7 years older than Megan, so this would be L minus 7. That is also that would lead to another an equation, but it would give you the same answer, but we're going to stick with what I've done here. So we know that when we add these up, they give you 126. So a plus 3a is 7a minus 7 equals 126. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So 7a equals 126 plus 7. It's going to give you 133. I hope that divides by 7 nicely. So a is going to be 133 divided by 7, which gives you 19. We can now work out each of their ages. So Alex is, so A to L to M. So let's write this as a ratio, A to L to M. Alex is 19. Lucy is 3 times 19, which is 57. And Megan is 57 minus 7, which is 50. Now we can double check this by adding them up, which I'm going to do, and I can see that does add up to 126, and then we're going to simplify this if possible. I don't think you can simplify this, so that is your final answer. Okay, question 5. Pause the video if you need time. All right, let's work through this. The size of the largest angle in a triangle is 3 times the size of the smallest angle. The other angle is 35 more than the smallest angle. Work out the size of each angle. So we just draw a triangle. That's a terrible one. Let me try that again. doesn't have to be accurate, it's just a sketch. So the largest angle in the triangle is 3 times the size of the smallest. So if x is the smallest angle, the largest angle would be 3x. The other angle is 35 more than the smallest. So this angle here, if we know x is the smallest, this would be x plus 35. Work out the size of each angle. So there's a special fact you should know about angles in a triangle. These three have to add up to 180. So we can say 3x plus x plus 35 plus x equals 180 degrees. So add the x's up, so 3, 4, 5, so that's 5x plus 35 equals 180. We're going to take away 35 from both sides. 5x equals 180 minus 35 is 145. And we're going to divide by 5. So 145 divided by 5 gives you 29. And now it's asking us to work out each angle. So once we know what x is, we can work out the rest. So x equals 29. 3x equals 29 times 3, which is 87. And x plus 35 equals 29 plus 35, which is 64. Now you should double check that this all adds up to 180, and it does, so we know we haven't made a mistake here. Those are the sizes of each angle. Question 6. Diagram shows a rectangle. All measurements are in centimeters. Find the perimeter. So the perimeter is just adding all of these up, and you don't really have any other information, so the perimeter may well just be an expression. Oh, actually we've got some information here to help us. Okay, so first thing is to work out the perimeter. So we can see that when we add up these things together, add the x's up, you get 2x plus 2x is 4x plus 3x is 7x. And then add the numbers up, we got positive 5 minus 2. So 5 minus 2 is just 3. That's the perimeter. We don't know what it adds up to. However, this is a higher level question, because we know that these two sides have to be equal to each other, but they're shown in different ways, so we can make an equation from this. So let's do that in a different color. So we can say 2x plus 5 is equal to 3x minus 2. We can now solve this to work out what x is. So if I take away the smallest unknown, it's a standard method when you have two unknowns, when you have unknown on both sides. So this will give you 5 is equal to x minus 2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So x is equal to 7. Now we can put it back into this to work out the perimeter. So that's going to be 7 times 7 plus 3. That's going to be 49 plus 3. It's 52 centimeters. Okay. Next question. Question 7. Pause the video and have a go if you don't have the worksheet. Okay, I'm going to show you the answer now. The perimeter of the rectangle is equal to the perimeter of the triangle. Find the value of x. So step 1, the perimeter means all the sides added up. So we know that has to be 2x plus 7. And this has to be x minus 5. So we're just going to label all the sides. And then we are going to add it all up. So for the rectangle, add the x's up. 2x, 2x, x, and x. So that's 4, 5, 6, that's 6x. And then we've got 7 plus 7 is 14. And then minus 5, minus 5. So that's 14 minus 10, which is 4. That is the perimeter of the rectangle. We're now going to work out the perimeter of the triangle by adding these up. X plus 2x plus 2x. That is going to give us that's 5x. And then we've just got one number here, plus 11. So that's the perimeter of the triangle. Now we know that they're equal to each other, so we're going to make an equation on the right, and we're going to solve that equation. So we know that 6x plus 4 is equal to 5x plus 11. We're going to take away the smallest unknown, so 5x is smaller than 6x, so we're going to take away 5x. We're going to take away 4 from both sides. And that's going to be 7. And that's it. It says find the value of x. Sometimes it says find the value of each length, in which case we would put x equals 7 back into each of these to work out each individual length. Okay, question 8. Pause the video and have a go. So we can see all, it says we need to work out the area. So area of a parallelogram is base times perpendicular height. We know the perpendicular height is 5. Problem is we don't know the length of the side here. But we do know that because it's a parallelogram, these two lengths have to have the same length, and then these two lengths are also the same length. Now you don't have to label the diagram because it tells you it's a parallelogram. It's implied that the lengths are the same. Otherwise you would have to label it. So we're going to make an equation just like the previous two questions. 3x plus 5 must equal 5x minus 9. We're going to add or subtract the smallest unknown. In this case, it's 3x, positive 3x. So we're going to take it away, 3x, and then minus 3x in here. So that will be 5 is equal to 2x minus 9. And then we're going to add 9 to both sides. So 14 equals 2x. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So 7 is equal to x. Now, once we know that base length, we can multiply the area of a parallelogram equals base times h with a small p because it's a perpendicular height, not the slant height. So the base length is, we're going to put 7 into this. If you put 7 into either of these, you will get the same answer. 3 times 7 plus 5 is the same as 5 times 7 minus 9. So let's do the top one. 3 times 7 is 21 plus 5 is 26. And we're going to multiply it by 5. So 26 times 5 will give you 130. Just for giggles, we'll do it the other way too. 5 times 7 minus 9, so that's 35 minus 9, will also give you 26, and then 26 times 5 will give you 130. That's your area, so this has to be centimeters squared. Don't forget units. And that looks like that's it. That's the whole worksheet. Hope that was useful. Smash the like button. See you in the next video.